Okay, in this video we are going to be creating and editing an object. Okay, so the first thing that we probably should do is to make sure that you have your channel box showing. Okay, and in order to do that, go to Windows and General Editors and make sure that you click on channel box. And I'll explain what that is in just a minute. Okay. The other thing that you need to make sure and do is that you're on the right tab here. Okay, so we've got lots of different tabs because there's a lot of different tools in Maya. We want to be on the poly modeling tool. Okay, and in the poly modeling tool, in this section, these are called primitives. Okay, and the reason why we call them primitives is because you can make different things with them. Okay, so I'm going to select the cube primitive and I'm just going to click on it, and it's going to put it into the middle of my viewport. And you can see now I am Alt on the keyboard, Alt left clicking, and I can kind of dolly around and take a look at this object from lots of different perspectives. The channel box has its exact location. Okay, so what we have here is, let me go ahead. I think I'm going to choose my move tool. So this right here is a move tool. You can also get to it by pressing W on the keyboard, and you will see that you've got some different things going on here. So you are in a 3D environment right now. So you can see that this green one right here, this is the y-axis, and if I click on that, I'm going to move it up and down. Okay, so that's the y-axis, and you can always check down here and see there's a little kind of hint down here about where we are. This one right here is the x-axis. So the red one is the x-axis, and then the blue one is the z-axis. Okay, so you can move it around like that. These little squares here will allow you to move it in two directions. Okay, so it's not moving it in the Y, it's just moving it in the X and the Z. Okay. All right, so that's if you want to move it in two directions at once. If you click in the very middle, there's even another little manipulator there in the middle. You can click on that and you can drag it in all different directions. Okay, you can see now you could, if you wanted to, you could actually type in here and you could put a number in there and it will move it that many units. Okay, so you could, but sometimes it's, I mean, all the time, it's just easier if you just use these manipulators. And then you can, of course, change those all back to 0. Oh, thought it would do it all at once. There it goes. Okay, and everything is back to normal. Okay, so your move tool is keyboard shortcut W. So press W and that will get you to the move tool. This one right here is called the rotate tool. You can see that it correlates to your rotate values over here in the channel box. This manipulator looks a little different because it's got these curved handles. Okay, and but it still correlates. So if you want to rotate it on the z-axis, then you grab this blue one and you rotate it on the z-axis or the x-axis, or the y-axis, I believe is this one. It changes colors based on, you know, where you are and what you're doing. You could also type in here. So if you know that you want to rotate it 45 degrees, then you can type in there and give it an exact number. Okay, and so the rotate tool is, you would think it would be R, but it's actually E. It's E on the keyboard. So keyboard shortcut for rotate is E. Scale is R, strangely enough. Scaling does the same thing. It's instead of our arrows though, and you can see scale over here. So instead of arrows though, it's got these little boxes, and that is what you can use to change the actual shape of your object. Okay, and it follows the same rules here. So x-axis, z-axis, and y-axis. Same thing here. If you want to scale it in 2 different directions, but not the third, and then you can grab those. Okay. If you want to scale it uniformly, grab the one in the middle and drag that, and then it keeps its shape. Okay. So W, E, and R. Okay. Why don't you spend, oh, let me tell you one more thing before I tell you what to do. So, if you don't see those green lines on the edges of your object, that means it's deselected. So when you click on it and select it, then you get these green edges, and you can hit delete and it will go away. Okay. So why don't you spend some time making something out of just primitive shapes. So I don't know, maybe you want to make a little snowman, and we need to make this one. You can scale that one, make it a little smaller. Anyway, spend some time using primitives to make something. You can make a rocket ship, you can make a snowman, you can make a robot, whatever you would like to make. Spend some time just having fun making something out of the primitive shapes. And that's it for this video.